sanitation, and companies such as Vision Care now will be just a sub-company. Private companies cannot control sanitation. That's the point I'm making. Okay? So you can't go to APC. APC has no ideology. I am talking about a holistic ideology of social welfare programs, free education, free health care, affordable housing, focus on... Jakonde did it, right? It's not a question of political party now. It's a question of the individual who is able to do things. Jakonde did it. Housing all over the place, affordable housing. We will go back to that. Go back, look at what we did in the First Republic. Focus on the communities and spend the people's money on the people.
How would you go back to it? I'm wondering, because if you say that this has been done by Jakonde also, and some of the things that you plan to implement have been done by Fashola himself, I'm wondering the how. How will you go about it? Well,
they went about it. First, if there's a will, there's a way. Well, if there's a will, there's a way. I have the will. And we will find a way, and the way is what I've told you, that we would enrich the state. Okay? We enrich the state to the point where we know we can do this. And what happened to
when you talked about Jakonde's housing policy, yes. What are you going to do? Are you going to go to the banks to borrow? Are you using the internally generated revenues to use to develop those housing units? So what's the plan?
We are going to develop a mortgage system. Of course, you have to work with financial institutions to develop a mortgage system whereby the houses are subsidized by government. So that, let us say a house costs 10 million, okay? You work out a deal with the banks whereby people will pay, it will cost them 7 million. So all the government is contributing is 3 million. So that is subsidized housing. Those are ways in which you make life a little better for the people. The same thing we are going to do with markets that we build for people, that we will subsidize prices of commodities. And it's so easy to do. Let us say a product costs 1,000 and you subsidize it. I forget the term you call those markets, you know, those things that you create, and you subsidize it by 20%. So all the government is paying is 20%. This is what a social welfare government does. Again, it's a question of priority and the way you want to approach government. So that's what we will do when it comes to housing. When it comes to healthcare, we will also subsidize healthcare. And it's because you have gotten enough money, you have, and by the way, most of these programs also have support from international communities. All you have to do is tap into them and make sure that when you are being supported by international communities, international groups and organizations, you do not embezzle the money.
So you want to run a people-centric government?
Totally people-centric.
So how will you help MSMEs, for instance, in Lagos?
Pardon?
MSMEs, how would you help them? How would you help in funding MSMEs?
You mean small businesses,
small and medium enterprises?
Businesses. Again, government training and subsidies. Every country's economy is run by medium-sized companies and small businesses. So, as is done in the United States, it's the same thing we will do. And don't tell me I have to go to the United States. That's what we learn from there, and we will implement it, which is to say, government will subsidize businesses, and government will subsidize businesses by bringing businesses together and helping them with the financing. You know, when you stand in for small businesses with the banks, you are not actually spending your money. You are only using the money as collateral for those businesses. And if those businesses fail, by the way, and the bank wants to take them over, banks will still take them over, and you don't lose your collateral. You get the point. But those that will succeed will be supported by the collateral government has provided. All of this thing really boils down to an approach, a commitment to helping the people. I tell you something that will put Lagos on the world map. It's not just waste management, but recycling. All the plastics recycled, garbage recycled. If you start such a program on a massive scale, supported by government financing, again, when I say government financing, it's not just spending money, it's a question of using the capital that government has, so much money, to support businesses that are in that area. The whole world community involved in recycling will be here. I want Lagos to actually receive awards all over the world.
That's a great plan. We would like
and
to see
that
you
will also help. That will also help to clean the environment.
Great plans. I must thank you so much indeed, Dr. Adetokunbo Pearce, governorship candidate of the SDP. As we head to the 2019 general elections, we wish you good luck too.
Thank you very much.
Sunrise Daily will be back after these messages. Join us again.